that our debtors pay on time. So we do different things to get them to pay me on time. And the girls in the back, stop talking now. Okay, so the one thing we do is we give them a discount, because everybody loves a discount, right? So it's not like they get a discount when they buy stuff, they get a discount on what they need to pay me. So say for instance, I owe you 700 Rand. But because I shall not pay it back to you within a week after I borrowed it, you say, oh, you can only give me 680. I'm going to give you 20 Rand discount. How much do I owe him after that? Nothing. Did I pay him everything that I owe? No, I only paid him 680. The other 20 Rand, he said, I can keep because I paid on time. Okay, so when we get invoices, invoices was telling or giving out invoices. At the bottom it will say T's and C's apply. It means terms and conditions apply. And usually your term, remember we did those terminology, the credit term, there might be a thing that says, if you pay within 30 days, you get a 5% discount. It's to get debtors to pay, because you rather get less back than have to struggle to get the money out of them. But now the thing with discount allowed is you need to read very carefully. Okay, because it's about the sentence constructions. So they say here, so you always want to know what was the debt, what was the bank, in other words, what did they pay me, and what was the discount. So those two will be equal to the debt. Okay, so if they say receive payment for 100 Rand less 5% discount. Ne? What did I receive? 100 less 5. So then it means my bank was 95, my discount was 5, and my debt that I paid off was actually 100, even though I only paid 95. You guys get it? Let's go to the second one. If they say, receive a payment for 95 Rand after deducting 5% discount. So that 95 is again, it's my bank, because that's what I received. But that's all they give me. Oh, so how do I know how much I owed and how much was discount? Now remember the UK method that I showed you. We're going to use that. So let me show you. And by the way, I'm definitely going to ask the UK method somewhere in the test. Okay, so now let's quickly have a look. So in other words, what he pays me and what I give him as discount is going to give me his debt. You agree with me that his debt is 100%. And they say the discount is 5%. Meaning he pays me 95%. What did I get? They told me I paid 95. He paid me 95 Rand. So I'm going to take that 95. And I'm going to say, okay, that 95 is 95%, ne? So it's that one. I am looking for the discount. Can you see you're going to get 5 Rand? So it will work out the same. 5 Rand discount. And then I know the bank and the discount together gives me the debt. Right? You with me? So if I go to the ledger, the journal. There's two ways that we can show this. And you need to know both. Okay? So let's quickly look through this one. They say, can you see if I look at my journal, there's a column for debtors control and discount. So I highlighted it like this. If they give you a format like this, you know that this debtors control is the bank and the discount. So that's the total debt. So that's the total debt that's decreasing. Right. So let's go through this. They say, Baloy pays the amount of 500. Can you see? He pays that. So it's bank. You see it goes into bank. Ne? So we issue a receipt of so much. Can you see it didn't get any discount? This is what you did in grade 9. Martins pays 600. Can you see that 600 goes in bank? Allow 50 Rand discount. Can you see 50 Rand goes into discount? How much did his debt decrease? With the 600 he paid and the 50 discount, meaning 650. You guys get it? No. Let's do it like this. If I say to you, debt, bank, discount. So they say here, he pays 600. And we give him discount 50. So I know these two gives me his debt, 650. Can you see where it goes in the columns? Happiness. So the next one. Smith pays 500 Rand. Can you see the 500 Rand is what he pays? In settlement. Now, what does the word settlement mean? What does the word settle mean? Finish off. So this means he pays everything he owes. Okay, so now read here. It's in settlement of 540. Can you see they give it weird now? So they say he pays 500 to settle. So his debt is 540. So what's the discount? 40 Rand. Can you see? Yes.
Why is it that when we get discount, instead of it lessening the debt, it increasing?
It doesn't increase the debt. It increases the amount I pay off on the debt. So it's literally, if I say I pay him 10 Rand and he gives me a 4 Rand, I already paid the 10. He's not going to give me change. And then they say, oh, and he gives me a 4 Rand discount. How much did my debt with him decrease? 14 Rand. Yeah. So let's say, so in other words, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Let's say I owe him 700 Rand. Okay? Now I say, okay, I pay him 100 Rand and he gives me 20 Rand discount. Can you see my debt is going to become less with the 100 I physically paid and the 20 Rand he gave me Mala. We have the idea. Okay, so we need to change the idea, ne? Our idea is discount makes less. Okay, but when we say discount makes less, we immediately think if I pay him 10 Rand and he gives me a discount of 4 Rand, in the end I paid off 6 Rand. Ne? But that's not it. With this, it's like I pay him 10 Rand, he gives me a discount of 4 Rand, meaning extra to the 10, he subtracts an extra 4 rand even though I didn't pay it. So in the end, it's like I paid him 14 rand. Does that make sense? You still don't get it? Are you still lost? So in other words, what happens is this guy has got debt, right? He owes me 700. He's going to physically pay me 100. I pocket the 100. So now he owes me 600. Now I say to him, because you paid within 30 days, according to the T's and C's, I need to give you a discount. So I'm going to give you a discount from your debt. So I'm going to subtract an extra 20 rand that I'm never going to see. So this is going to be an expense for me. Ne? So it's going to be like you paid me 120, even though you only paid me 100. So, yes. So now I only need to pay 580. He only needs to pay me 580. So it's like, you know what? I don't know. Can I speak alone? So what happens a lot of times is with schools, they will say, and they can't do it anymore because the inflation is so high, but previously, years back, they used to say, let's say your school fees is 10,000, 1,000 a month, because you must only pay 10 months. And then they say, if you pay before end February, you only have to pay 8,000. Do we still owe the school 2,000? No. But in their books, if they do it in their books, it's going to look like if you paid 8,000, there's going to be a balance of 2 left. So it's going to look like you owe the school still 2,000. Do you owe the school still 2,000? No. So the school needs to put something in their books. So they're going to say, discount allowed 2,000. Now, can you see? You owe nothing. Huh? What is confusing, my body? Yeah, you're going to get used to it once you start reading it. Okay? So if they say, for instance, let me just see this one. Let's look at Smith. Let's look at Smith. Please stop talking. If I look at Smith, I'm going to do Smith as a T. You know I can do Smith as a T because he's a debtor. So I follow the principles of a debtor's control. And Smith has got a balance of 540. Right? That's what they say. His account is 540. Now he pays me 500. So I'm going to say bank 500. How much does he still owe me? 40. Okay. But now, that word settlement means that in the end the balance is going to be 0. How will I get that right? This side still short 40. He didn't pay it to me, but he also don't owe it to me because I gave it to him as a discount. So I say discount allowed 40. So his debt is paid. 500 he physically paid. 40 I wrote off from his account because he paid me in time. Okay, listen. I'm recording this. Go listen to it again and again till it sinks in, because this is a weird concept. Because in your mind, discount will make the 500 less. But it's not discount on what he is paying. It is discount on what he is owing. Okay. Let's try another one. So the other one says, receives a payment from Adams in settlement, there's the word again, meaning he owes me nothing after this transaction, of his account after 5% discount is allowed. The outstanding balance on his account is 4,001. So, he still owes me 4,001. We're going to give him a 5% discount on the 4,001. Yes, because they didn't say he paid for one. Can you see the difference? You're always going to look debt, bank, discount. Which one do they give? Can you see here? They don't give me the bank. They give me the debt. They tell me his debt is 4,001. So his debt is 4,001. His discount is 5% of that. What is 5% of 4,001? Say again, baby. So this is 3895. Nee. Okay, listen. Can you see this one makes a little bit more sense to you? Because they tell you that they give the discount on his debt. So this one will make more sense to you. With this one, they work it from the other way around. They tell you what he paid, they tell you what he owed, and the difference is the discount. Only way to understand this is to go do it yourself. Just say something on what she said. Nee? So in other words, if it's in settlement, it means the discount is the difference between what you pay and what you owe. And what they like to do is they like to give it to you like this. Let me see if I can see it. They would like to give you a balance, right? Let's say Kent 3,300. Now let's say they say Kent pays me 3,000 Rand in settlement of his account on the 1st of November. What will be the discount? 300. That's how they give it to you. His question is, how did we get the 205? They say it's 5% of his debt. So I literally said his debt, that 4,001, times 5%. And that gives me the 205. Let me just get another color. That gives me that 205. And then the 389 I will get by saying 41 less 205, and that gives me the, oh, I'm playing with my highlighters, it's lekker. That will give me the 3895. You see? What's another way to get the 3895? Don't minus, no minus. What will be an alternative method to get the 3895? Use the UK. You're almost there. Let's quickly think. I know I have my bank, my discount gives me my debt. His debt is 41, right? I know the discount is 5 and the debt is 100, meaning he pays me 95. So if I take the 41 and I do UK, the unknown is the 95 because I'm asking you how am I going to get the 3895? What is the known? The known is the 41. What's the percentage? You see? You guys with me? Sharpen on us?
Yes.
So, now let's quickly look at the posting. So the posting straightforward. I'm going to take what did I get from the bank. There's my total receipts. My debtors, I'm going to take, can you see, I'm taking that amount, the debtors control amount. Ne? But I know that debtors control amount is most the amount that he paid me and the discount that I gave him. Okay, and then I've got the discount, can you see? Straightforward. I can't remember, in grade 9, did we do the debtors ledger? Okay, so this year I'm going to teach you the debtors ledger, but it's so easy. Let me quickly show you some quick. Oh, I must be careful for this. So if I look at the debtors ledger, I'm going to do it for, please listen, I'm going to do it for the person on its own. Every debtor is going to have his own ledger account. And we did do this. Yeah. So now, yeah, I remember we did do this. So now, can you see, please listen, if I look at Martin's owed me 2,000, ne? So let's quickly look here. Where's Martin's? This is number 2. He paid me 600 Rand and we gave him a 50 Rand discount. So if I look at Martin's, now that word account rendered, that is very high accountingese. We're just going to say balance BD. Right? And he owes me 2,000. Then can you see the receipt was 11. He paid me 600. Remember, credit side because his debt becomes less. We gave him a discount of 50. His debt becomes less. Please remember to write in the journals. Ne? Both was most in the CRJ. And if you go look, you will see this is, I only gave you one example, but literally it would be everywhere. Now, if you look at this, there's another method where we can write it. So this thing here, you guys, let me just finish this. So if you look, can you see the difference between these two CRJs? So if you look at this one, so the one we did has got a debtors control column and a discount allowed. You see that? Now the one on the other hand, can you see they have two columns that says debtors control. So in other words, I'm splitting the debtors control into two columns. And I call it receipt and discount allowed. So receipt would be literally the money that I received. So you will see that those amounts will always be equal to the amount that goes into the bank. Can you see that? Okay. Sharp. So this is an easier method. So you write what you received and what's the discount. That's the difference. And then when I post it, different than what I did here, remember here I said bank and discount with one amount because I took it from the debtors control. But this one shows it separate. There goes the 549 and there goes the 295. That's the and the thing is you can't choose your method. You have to see which method I asked you. You have to be able to do both. Okay. So I gave you here a format so long for the debtors control. So At this stage, you know this format. This is the only new part that's coming now. Is that and discount allowed. It's the only new part. The others is still grade 9 stuff. May I ask, here's a petty cash PCJ. What is a petty cash? Let me show you. I did it yesterday with the grade 9s. Let me quickly show you. Petty cash box. Let me show you. And yes, can you please not do that? I just want to. Oh, I hate it if he does that. There we go. There's a petty cash. That's how a petty cash looks like. It's a little box that you can lock, and it's got money in it. And why do we have a petty cash box? To lock my money inside, but also you will make someone responsible for it. So I will give him the box and he's responsible for it, and in it, let's say there's a 500 Rand cash. Now, let's say the lady who receives the cash, please stop talking, she has to go to the bank to deposit the money. But she goes to a bank inside a mall, so she needs to pay parking. She can't pay the parking with an EFT. So she goes to the guy who's got the petty cash box. She asks him for 20 Rand. He gives her 20 Rand. She pays for the parking. She brings him the change. That's a petty cash. Now, why on earth do we have a petty cash in the debtor's control? Let's go again. Petty cash is physical cash money for small payments. Why would I have that in the debtor's control? What's a debtor? Someone who owes me money. No, it's got nothing to do with people inside your business. This one. This one. This one, let me explain. A debtor orders something. Ne? He orders something and he says, okay, you must post it when you get it. Now I need to pay postage. Ne? So in the old days, we had to go to the post office or Postnet and post from there. It's not like a courier guy who comes to fetch it and you pay an EFT. Let's say this was literally, you had to go to Postnet, pay the postage. So you pay the postage out of the petty cash, but he needs to pay it back to you. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? It's like if Sissy wants to go to, your best friend is hungry, but she forgot her lunch, and so she wants to say, oh, can you buy me just a packet of chips? I'll give you the money back. Where do you get the money from? From your pocket, right? But so you pay cash for the thing, ne? But she is still your debtor for that 25 Rand for the chips. Okay. So now, homework. You can start in class. You can start in class. You can start in class. You can actually finish in class. Question 1. I want you to do for me the CRJs. Can you see it's both the different methods? I want you to do this for me.